on IQ and all this now. And one theory is that because the brain's working at such a different level that scientists one of the few mysteries that's still left about the human body, besides like certain things about cancer and stuff like that, is the human brain.
Right.
And that the brain, we still have no idea what the brain is capable of if it worked at 100%. Like if your brain went to 100%, we have no idea what it would do.
Right.
I mean, there's theories that they believe you could be telekinetic, you could pyrokinetic, you know, read minds. I mean, pretty much just like you're a superhero, basically. But like, I think they said that we probably average around using like, I think they said that like most normal people average using about 9%.
Yeah, we use a very, very small amount
of their brain, and like very high. They said like even like people like Stephen Hawking and Albert Einstein probably even at their smartest and best day of their life probably only use maybe 16% of their brain.
Right.
And so there's still so much there that's able to be untapped and unlocked. That what happens if you were asleep and parts in your head unlocked, and what you're seeing isn't a ghost, or it isn't like a figment of your imagination, but it's actually a real physical manifestation being created by your own mind. And that the reason it dissipates when you wake up is because now your mind has had to fluctuate back to its normal working ways and has lost that ability to manifest it.
So basically, in short, is that when we're awake, obviously our conscious mind, which is our barrier to the unconscious and subconscious part of our brains, is active. When we go to sleep, our conscious mind is basically shut down, leaving our subconscious and unconscious mind to basically have more control.
Yeah, and then people always say, well, why don't we always dream shit up and then, like, you know, have, like, fucking Daffy Duck and all his friends running around the apartment with us when we dream? Well, that's because the human body responds differently to different scenarios. Right. If you're happy in a good time, your body's relaxed, it's not defensive, it has no guard mechanisms whatsoever. But, say now, if you're in a scary dream or a dream with high anxiety or something, and your brain starts to perceive a threat while you're asleep, and it manifests something.
Right.
Out of, like, you know, just the sheer terror.
Right.
You know, you could either be manifesting what you're dreaming of, or you could be manifesting something to protect you. I have no idea.
Right.
This is just a theory.
Right.
Good.
And that's basically all these are just theories right now, because again, this is like a phenomenon that you can't really prove or contest because we have no real way to. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not a big theory on the like manifesting one either. It's just I thought it was one of the cool ones I read about. That was almost like kind of like saying that because I guess not a lot of people can do this. Because if so, everybody'd be seeing them.
What's that?
Like shadow people.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess it's just a select few that can do this, if that's the case. And so that would, like, you know, really mean, that's what makes it so cool, is that it's the fact that y'all would literally be like superheroes. Y'all would be like, wow, we could fucking manifest fucking, you know, ghosts and shit. You're like, really? You're like, yeah, just gotta let me go to sleep.
I get what you're saying.
Call you narcoleptic man.
So that's the thing, just manifesting them is one thing. Having them to actually manifest and do something for you would be totally different.
Yeah. Like I said, you know, who knows what our mind's capable of, though.
Oh, right. I agree with you.
That'd be fucking cool, though, to find out, like, what if, like, we could just, like, fucking just teleport, or fucking travel through fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
What if like that's like all the time travelers and shit you see in pictures and shit? What if it's just like their brains evolved to a certain point where they can just think of a time and place?
Mm-hmm.
There they are.
Well, then, if that's the case, then basically that means in the future there's going to be more evolved people that have evolved higher than what we are.
Oh yeah. I mean, as far as we would know it right now, human race as we know it is gone.
Right,
It's a whole different species,
right, right.
which that's kind of cool too.
Well,
Because I mean, come on, but we're not the greatest species to ever walk this earth. We spend more time killing each other than we do anything else.
right, I understand that, but
But I think
still,
any kind of enlightenment we could take beyond that point would be a good one.
right, but also, like, say, like, our species isn't going to be gone, like, that's not, great at all.
Well, it's still like you're not gone. I mean, you'll there'll always be descendants of mankind.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you're not that kind of mankind. Like
We're not
we
what
we,
we
we,
are
we
right
still
now.
consider cavemen men.
Yeah,
We still consider them human beings.
yeah.
They were just like lowly evolved ones.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way that they're going to look at us eventually one day.
Right, right.
They're going to sit there. Somebody's going to eventually turn on the fucking like our fucking entertainment one day and look at it and be like, "Are you fucking kidding me? What is a WAP?" They're going to, be like, they're going to see the shit that we watched and stuff like that. They're going to think we're some of the dumbest people in the world.
Yeah.
What is a Kardashian? Why does everybody want to keep up with it? Is it that fast? Can it fly? If it gets high enough, it can. They've also been known to change sex. Oh wait, no, that's a Jenner, not a Kardashian.
Yeah.
My bad.
I get what
But
you're saying, though.
yeah, but yeah, that's all I had, man.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I had. Like this one, like it was a good topic, but there's obviously like very little information on it because it's more everybody leans more to the whole scientific perspective of it than the whole spiritual side to it. And like at least that's what I've seen. Like everybody jumps to the more scientific of it, like it's more sleep paralysis or sleep depraved, and you're just basically seeing like your mind is just basically playing tricks on you. Now, I'm not saying that's like in every instance, like that's what it is, but 9 times out of 10, that's what people are basically experiencing something either through sleep paralysis or they are so sleep depraved that that's basically what they see out of the corner of their eye. But also,
Right.
maybe due to the whole entire sleep deprivation, like you are able to see and experience more.
Yeah,
Since
or
your mind
maybe
is.
you just
Hmm?
maybe all these guards that you had up in your mind start to fall
Mm-hmm.
because you're so tired and it can't keep them up.
Yeah.
You see more things.
Yeah.
But like, why? Why? My question is, can your mind just not can't see that because of your motor functions and stuff, or does your mind choose for you not to see that because it's afraid of what you would think if you did?
Okay.
Is
So
it protecting you?
when you say like motor functions, basically you're
Well, I mean coordination, hand-eye movement, respiratory,
okay. So
nervous system.
motor functions in this really have nothing to do with that at all. Like this is more like visual sight. So
No, yeah, but you think you'd have to spend some of the brain's CPU power to operate these things.
Well, right, but if you're like experiencing this and you're seeing these things, like you're basically the rest of your body has nothing to do with that. You're just basically seeing it. Like,
Oh yeah, but what I would say, the reason I said that, I was talking about it earlier, is that like that extra CPU power that you'd be putting into your motor functions and stuff.
yeah.
Maybe it's that little extra power into your brain that allows you to see it now.
Well, that's the whole thing. If you're that sleep depraved and you're that exhausted, you don't have that much energy to put out to begin with. So your guards are going down one by one, and that's probably
Yeah,
allowing you to see these things more.
yeah, I can see that. I don't know. That's what another question that raises questions.
Well, yeah. And to answer your question, basically goes back to like something else. Our mind can basically make things look a certain way because we cannot perceive or accept what we are looking at. Take, for instance, there have been like, and I'm going back to the whole alien thing, so people who have had like alien abductions and stuff like that in the past have said that they've seen like owls. The reason why they're seeing owls is basically because their mind cannot process what they're seeing or accept what they're seeing, so they change it to a form that they can accept. So,
like an owl.
yes.
Okay, I got you. So
So,
it's their mind guarding them
mm-hmm,
from the truth, because like even though it would process the truth,
mm-hmm,
it's just that their mind is uncomprehendable to be able to believe that is a truth.
yes,
It just their mind thinks aliens existing is so far fetched
mm-hmm.
that it refuses to build that in its own mind.
Well, not only that, seeing something like that is not only going to probably be the most horrific thing that you experience.
I got shocked.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're trying to protect yourself from like going into immediate shock. So your brain kind of changes it to look to something that you can accept. So that way, you're not going into immediate shock. Obviously, you're going to be freaked out thinking, why the hell is this thing right in front of me? But it's not as bad as seeing one of those things like just staring at you right in the face.
Yeah.
Like that would,
Mm-hmm.
like if you saw that immediately, you'd practically have a heart attack out of
Right.
just straight fear, because obviously, first, you weren't expecting to see it. Secondly, you don't know what the hell it is and how the hell it got there or what the hell it's doing.
Right.
So that is why some people that have supposedly been abducted by aliens or have encountered with aliens have seen things like that.
Okay, I got you. Well, you learn something every time. Well, if I had to give this a rating, I would throw it definitely in the unexplained, just because the lack of evidence and the
Mm-hmm.
multiple multiple and even in some cases more plausible explanations to it,
Mm-hmm.
such as the sleep paralysis and mind tricks.
Yes.
But I mean, I will give you the one thing that like uh, makes it a little paranormal to me at all
Mm-hmm.
isn't the fact of the ghost, but it's the fact that everybody who sees these things sees the exact same thing. It never changes, because you would think in a mind, your mind would perceive black figures and all that differently as somebody else would.
Right. Right.
But it's everybody else always describes it the same way. Humanoid figure, pure black mass,
Mm-hmm.
even the ways that they move, they describe the same.
Right.
So that's the only thing that gives it some kind of credibility to me, that if it was something that the mind was playing up, like like it's kind of one of those games they make you play when you're in school, where there's a line of 20 people,
Mm-hmm.
and I tell you, like, you're at the very beginning of the line, and there's somebody at the very end of the line,
Right.
and I give you a phrase like, I like to ride my bicycles to the gym.
Right.
And then you say that to the person behind you, and they say it all the way down. And then you ask the last person at the end what they got.
Mm-hmm.
And it's usually like, this guy stole a bicycle from another guy from the gym.
Yeah.
It's something completely different.
Right.
But that's what I was. But that's the point, is that your mind, everybody's mind perceived something differently, little by little.
Yeah.
Even if it was awake and in just being a phrase. So I would think asleep and having no control over it
Mm-hmm.
would make you perceive things even more wildly.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're all still the same
Mm-hmm.
is like, it's the only thing that's consistent with any of it,
Yeah. Yeah.
is the appearance and the way these things show up.
Right.
So that's the only thing that gives any credit to me. But like I said, to me, it just goes to the, oh, and that you said you saw something, because I trust you, but
Mm-hmm.
I still have to give it to just the unexplained, just because there's so many other plausible scenarios that probably more likely.
Right. Right. I understand and I accept that. And yeah, I put it in the whole entire unexplained portion as well because, again,
I understand if you went paranormal, you're the one that had an experience. I just,
right. I had the experience, but then again, I still don't have any kind of proof of said experience. Number one, other than I just said it.
well, no, man, see, I wasn't like saying like on just a direct
I
proof,
know.
because
I
what for me is proof is like if I was standing somewhere and fucking Batman showed up and was like, you know, you're a bitch, Jason, and it flew off.
mm-hmm.
And I went and I told you, I fucking saw Batman, he called me a bitch.
Yeah.
You think I was fucking crazy. And I'd be like, okay, yeah, maybe y'all do think I am crazy. And I don't have any evidence, not like he gave me a batarang or anything to show y'all. But the fact that I saw it and know that it happened would be enough proof for me to know that it's real.
Right. And I understand that, and I agree with you on that. But also, the reason why I'm giving this unexplained is because that there's not enough proof or theory to actually prove that these things exist and where they come from and how to explain them.
Right.
You see my point?
You don't even know what they are. You don't even know if they're ghosts.
Exactly. Exactly.
I get what you're saying.
So this is like a totally like it's a phenomenon, but it's a phenomenon that we don't fully understand.
Yeah, like usually we go on a subject and it's like, you know, the Loch Ness monster, for example. We do Loch Ness monster.
Mm-hmm.
At the end, is it the Loch Ness monster or is it not?
Yeah.
You can't ask that question here.
Yeah.
You can't say, is it a ghost or is it not? Well, I don't know. Maybe something else.
Yeah. Like we don't know what's beyond our reality, so obviously we can't really say what this is.
Right.
So.
Well, I got that. That was a good one. I like it.
Well, I guess that's all we got for tonight. So we want to thank everybody for coming in. We all hope you enjoyed. We are going to be back again next weekend, and next weekend Jason's going to be picking our topic.
I'll have something for you here soon.
All right, sounds good. I'll let everybody know during the week, and make sure to check us out on Instagram as well. Just type in paranormal or unexplained, and just give us a like and a follow. So until next weekend, thank you all again for coming in. Hope you all enjoyed. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Rest of your weekend, actually. I'm Nick, my co-host Jason.
Later, guys.
Have a good one, everybody.